and right into the stretch. Looking back and throws up the middle. Rose is on his way around. Picked up by Otis.
Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now? I say, here comes the boom, ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Boom, here comes the boom, ready or not. How you like me now?
You don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati.
You are watching live the best damn Cincinnati sports podcast this side of the Bengal barn. I'm Santori Miles. We got Bengal Dad, and I never get tired of watching Juju Smith-Schuster get his fucking block knocked off in that video. How we doing?
It's a late night show.
It's a late night show for some late night people. We don't go to sleep
Better
anymore.
late than pregnant, as you always say.
Better late than pregnant. How we doing? How we doing?
I'm doing great.
All right.
Football season is nearing. Red season is dwindling.
Well, it dwindled in February.
Yeah.
They don't. Their season ends in December when they don't take the off season seriously.
Okay, Kirk Herbstreit.
Call a spade a spade. They don't try.
They don't try.
We got T-Bulls in the house. Hude Santori, and insert whatever bully you are today. I think you're going to be a Reds bully today.
I don't know if I'll be a Reds boy. I don't know. I was kind of in their corner a few days ago.
You were in their corner. You were telling me you're a buyer. You were telling me, let's keep it weird or whatever the team's saying and all the other shit.
Boy, and then all of a sudden they just couldn't field a baseball yesterday.
Well,
And today they've got blown opportunity after blown opportunity in a 2-2 game in the seventh. They're playing the Pirates. It's like the Bengals playing the Steelers from days gone by. It's like you just know.
They're playing the uniform. It's in their head, whatever.
Yeah.
The Pirates are not a well-run organization. You should not have to worry about them. And they say the same thing about us. The Reds are not a well-run organization either.
So we got training camp underway.
We got camp.
We got Sexy Dexy jabbing Joe a little bit.
Sexy Dexy Jabbing Joe. Say that 8 times fast.
We got him messing around with the cornerbacks. He's just having a good time.
I think he's so happy to be out of New York. Man, I'm excited. I really am. There's not many times in my life that I can say that I genuinely think they have a chance. I think the last time I felt that way was 22, and they got to the AFC Championship game that year. I mean, they were a drive away from going back to the Super Bowl back-to-back years, which a phrase I never thought that I would say.
I think they've got as good a chance as any team in the NFL. I think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I really do.
Put that out there.
I mean, my opinion means nothing, but I do think they're going to win the Super Bowl.
So let's talk about camp a little bit. Let's talk about camp. We talk about practice, as AI used to say.
Well, we got the initial injury, which probably isn't as bad as it looked to Shamar Stewart. I know people are saying, "Ooh, we lose a sack and a half a year." People need to stop that shit. I mean, the guy might turn out to be a pretty good ball player. I'd like to see him be healthy.
I was one of those people today at work. Someone asked me how I felt about losing Shamar, and I was like, the guy was a jackass when he got here. He got hurt last year. Took him till like game 16 to do anything, and then he's hurt already again. Like, it's just whatever. What am I missing? I'm missing zero production. He may turn into something. He's like fucking Schrodinger's cat right now. Maybe he's there, maybe he's not. You won't know until you check, and he's hurt all the time. I don't know, man. Like, I really, really hope so. The talent's off the charts. The measurables are off the charts. He's built like a Greek god. I pull for the kid because he's a Bengal. But, man, if he wasn't a Bengal and I was watching this happen to Cleveland, I'd be laughing my ass off. Be like, look, they fucked up again. Like, it's just add another to their list. So, I mean, it's outside looking in, it's horrible. I hope the kid's all right. I hope he's productive. I need one of those years where everything just clicks and everything to go right.
Well, we'll see what happens. I feel good about it, though. Until I see Joe go down, or probably Dexter Lawrence, I feel good about things.
Yeah, I'm excited for Dexter Lawrence. I saw him getting double teamed today, right in the middle. Right in the middle of everything, and I really think it's gonna make the linebackers look better. I know we've said that time and time again on this show, and I'm gonna use one of the phrases that I've hated that I've said 100 times. But back when I coached, if your D line did its job up front, everything was easy. Everything was easy. Even if it's just the 3 guys in the core, right? Or if you're running a 40 front, the 2 guys in the core. If you can handle guard to guard and just take that just section of the offense away, you're golden. The pass rush will get right. You'll get there because your pass rush is now 1-on-1. Okay, so if your pass rush is getting there, your corners don't have to cover as long. If your corners don't have to cover as long, your safeties don't have to overcompensate. If your safeties aren't overcompensating, your linebackers don't overcompensate. If your linebackers aren't having guards running down their freaking face, then they can play run and hit ball. It's everything just works so much better when you control B gap to B gap. I'm not even worried about C. I'm not worried about D. If you got B to B squared away, you got a damn good chance of winning ball games every single day. And if that's what they're going to have this year, they're going to be a tough out.
Well, and hopefully they're going to be able to put some pressure on the quarterback. I mean, if they're trying to make the blueprint of what Seattle did, that certainly incorporates pressure, pretty consistent pressure for what I saw, at least in the postseason, on the quarterback.
It was. And they had a really, really, really stout rotation of multiple guys, right? And we've got one of those guys now. And maybe Shamar Stewart turns into one of those guys. You remember my face. I was tickled pink when we got Cassius Howell in the draft. I couldn't believe we landed that one. I still don't even know why he fell to the second round, but that's me.
Well, we'll see if he's any good.
We'll see. I know that they've got him and Mafe kind of playing those outside linebacker roles. I know that they're kind of high on Foskey right now because when Shamar went down, he stepped right in. I still think that Miles Murphy is about to have a solid season. I'm not going to be one of those guys that goes, oh, he's going to have a 15-sack year. No. I think he's going to be about 8 to 10. I think Mafe is going to be about 5 to 10. I know that's kind of a range, but there's going to be so much rotation. I don't think there's going to be any single guy breaking 12 to 15. But if you can have 4 or 5 guys all hovering around 8 or 9, I mean, you got the makings of what can be good. I know Dax is having a great camp. DJ Turner's having a good camp. Demetrius Knight's having a good camp.
And tempers are flaring.
And I don't even give a shit. Let's talk about that. I'm so damn tired about hearing tempers are flaring in camp. If you didn't get in a fight in training camp, you didn't go to training camp. If you've ever been in a camp, watched it, coached it, played in one, whatever, if you didn't have a little bit of positivity, and we always come back to that word, you didn't do it right. I'm happy they're fighting. I'm happy that they're having issues. That's a good thing. It means they care. If you got these guys that are going through camp, just la-di-da, thumb up their ass, whatever, that's a bad sign. When you got guys chirping, talking shit, playing through the whistle, now Jalen Davis went a little bit too far when he rode Mike Gesicki to the ground, but I don't know what Gesicki said. If Gesicki's talking shit, talk shit, get hit. That's the rule that I always live by. So I'm for it. Let them play. Let them compete. As long as it's within the confines of sideline to sideline, I don't care. Now, if it's spilling over into the locker room after practice, or you have other things like that, yeah, maybe we need to dial it back. But for all these people that are like, oh my God, there's fighting. Oh my God, there's trouble in paradise. Oh my God, this is an issue. Fuck that. They're fine. It's supposed to be combative. These are guys that haven't hit anything other than, I don't even know, a bong over the last 8 months of their life. They've been sitting there doing nothing since fucking February. They're trained. They're full of God knows what chemicals they've pumped in their body. Hopefully not PEDs, but we know it's out there. They're fuming with testosterone. It's 100 degrees outside, and it's the first time they've been able to hit anything in months. You don't think for 1 minute that someone is going to talk shit, chirp a little bit, and there's going to be a haymaker thrown? Of course there is. It's the nature of the game. Have fun. Don't hit my quarterback in the head with a helmet. I mean, if we have, we get a little too carried away, there's going to be a problem. But I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Okay. So we know how you stand.
Yeah.
I like the emotion.
I'm going to take a victory lap because Greg Luther's in the house. Hey, Santori. Maffei dropping back into coverage. That's shocking. I wish I had the tweet. I'm sure I can find it. I'm going to see if I can find it. So I need you to talk for a minute about how you feel the defense is shaking up, and I'm going to take a victory lap here for a second.
I have no idea how the defense is shaping up. It's only been 2 days. I think the potential's there. I really do. But potential and then reality are sometimes two different things. I can tell you the Reds are in a 2-2. Oh, he struck him out. So we're going to the bottom of the 7th, tied 2. Woo! Pirates had bases loaded, 2 outs, and Brock Burke looked like a piece of shit, but he struck that last guy out. And there's a bunch of naked men up in the right field stands
There's
waving
naked men.
shirts around.
What?
No, I don't. I couldn't tell you how I think the defense is going to shape up. I'm just hoping. I'm like everybody. Anybody that says they know it's going to be great, question that. If it is, I mean, with the acquisitions they've made, this should be better than an average defense. Honestly, really should. And if it's better than an average defense, and the offense is what we expect it to be, this is going to be a really, really good year. I think we're going to be playing on Valentine's Day in LA. I really think so.
I can't find the tweet, and I don't know what happened to my Twitter because I'm searching things, and my name's not even coming up when I search my own name. So I've been excommunicated from the Twitter profiles. With that being said, the tweet that I put out there, and I'll go back and I'll find it, and I'll clip it, whatever, was I need people to get used to the idea that Boye Mafe is going to be a linebacker. Right? And I said the same thing about Cassius Howell. So everybody's like, oh, why don't we have a linebacker? Why haven't we signed another linebacker? Why haven't we signed, what's-his-face, Wagner? Because everybody was high up on Bobby Wagner for a while. Me included. I wanted him. I was excited if we'd have got him.
I'd still like to have him.
But I said I need people to get used to the fact that they're going to kind of recreate that other linebacker with an aggregate. Or hell if I worded it. It's going to be Cassius Howell. It's going to be Boye Mafe. They're going to have another safety where they're going to sign, and then bang, they sign Kyle Duggar. You're going to have all these guys. I mean, how many guys do you really think are going to touch the field a significant amount of time this year? Because it's probably about 15 to 20 different ball players, if we're being legitimately serious. There's starters, there's rotational, there's rarely any true backups that never see the field anymore.
I think it's going to be similar to when the Bengals defense was really humming under Zimmer.
Mm-hmm.
When they had like 8 guys that they were just rotating through and nobody was getting tired.
The idea is going to be that Knight and Carter are out there a lot. You know? Oh, Greg said he just texted me, so maybe he's got the tweet. I don't know. No, he just texted me a clip of Boye Mafe dropping into coverage. I knew that was going to happen. We talked about it all the time. Go back and watch the tape. If you watch the tape on Boye Mafe, a couple of his biggest plays are him kind of playing what we referred to as an adjuster, which is kind of that linebacker that hangs in between. They're called adjusters, they're called flat defenders, whatever terminology your defense uses. When you've got a linebacker that kind of splits the difference between the furthest inside receiver and the end man on the line for the offense, whether that be a tight end or a tackle. They kind of play in that no man's land. They play a little bit off the ball. They're not quite up on the line like a defensive end, but they're not quite off like a linebacker. They're kind of that happy middle ground, right? He's going to play a shit ton of that. And that allows him to bounce into coverage, to blitz off the edge, to set the edge a little bit. They've got 3 or 4 guys that are going to do that with regularity. Depending on the matchups, depending on personnel, it's going to be Duggar. You'll see Cook do it quite a bit. You're probably going to see Jordan Battle do it a little bit. You're going to see Mafe do it. You're going to see Knight do it. You'll see Carter do it. You're going to see Howell do it. There's going to be 5 or 6 guys that are rotating in that kind of outside linebacker spot where they're playing a sub safety or sub linebacker or flat defender. They've built this thing to be, and the word you're going to hear a lot is multiple. They want to be able to kind of do whatever they want to do with whatever personnel they have out there. And it'll be fun if they do it right. It's that viper that they said Golden always had at Notre Dame. That's another word. You can call it a bullet, a viper, an adjuster, a free hitter, whatever. It's basically you build a 10-man defense, and then you've got an athlete out there that, depending what you need, that's where he's going to go for the play. And you're going to see a lot of that.
So getting away from the defense, because we spent the whole time on the defense.
Defense. Sports
Do we have a receiver that's going to challenge Yoshi to be the true wide receiver 3?
Yeah, the kid from Georgia.
Is that Kobe?
Yes, Kobe Young. I think that's his name, Kobe Young. It's been a minute since I looked at his profile, but yeah, he's a guy. He's going to be. You never know if somebody's actually going to be good or not. He's going to give Yoshi a run for his money. He really is. And, Gesicki really is the number 3 receiver on this team, and he's going to actually get to play that role now that Eric All is back. We'll touch on that freaking motorcycle accident here in a minute. But now that you have 2 true tight ends in Sample and All, being able to kind of play in that box and be on the line and be a true inline tight end, you free up Gesicki. Your offense just got a touch more dynamic. It's not that Eric All is going to pop off and be an 800-yard receiver. Nobody's expecting that. But again, you create more flexibility and you can truly use matchup problems with Gesicki now. Yoshi just dropped down a peg. And it's because Gesicki gets to truly be your number 3 receiver again.
So if Gesicki goes from being a tight end that kind of served like a third receiver to an actual third receiver now, does that mean he is covered by a better defensive player, which could limit his production?
It'll be like it was not last year as much, because last year, you had quarterbacks changing in and out. He had to play a little bit more inline than he wanted to. It'll be like it was 2 years ago, where you're going to get a lot of matchup problems, because if you do have him out there and he's your, like, let's call it a faux 11 personnel, and you've got Eric All or Drew Sample as your inline tight end, and you've got Gesicki in a slot, T and Jamar out wide, and Chase Brown. Okay, you can't run a regular linebacker on him. So you've got to take a linebacker off the field, which now I've got 5 offensive linemen, a blocking tight end, and Chase Brown against 1, maybe 2 linebackers at max. Or if you don't take a linebacker off the field, I've got a corner or a safety on him, and he's too big for that. So you create that ideal mismatch that a tight end is supposed to.
Let's just not fall into the trap of saying what everybody says every year.
This offense is too good to stop. No.
How can you cover all these guys? Well, they've covered them for like 50 freaking years. They've covered them.
The idea is just to create problems. I think you're going to see a lot of 21 personnel, quite frankly, which is 2 tight ends, 1 running back, 2 wide receivers. And I just think you're going to, and that's technically what the 11 personnel is.
I got 2 things real quick.
Yeah.
The Reds have first and second, 1 out. Lowe is up, Nathaniel Lowe. He's down 1 ball and 2 strikes. Something good is about to happen for the Reds. I'm just going to say it, putting it out there in the stratosphere. Something good is about to happen.
Okay.
Ball 2. My question, though, is what's it going to take for the Bengals to have the best offense in the NFL? If they've got questionably the best quarterback, the best receiver, the best number 2, and you got Chase Brown, if the offensive line is better, do they become the number 1 offense in the NFL, or is it still problematic that Zach Taylor is too conservative, or what's it going to take?
No.
Ball 3, by the way, 3 and 2.
People need to get off of the Zach Taylor hurts the offense. It's Zach's offense. I've seen it with Jake Brown. I've seen it with Joe Flacco. I've seen it with Jamar without Jamar. I've seen it with Joe without Joe. With T without T. I've seen it with multiple different running backs. It doesn't matter who he throws out there. With the exception of the year they tried to lose with Andy Dalton, the offense has always been good. Multiple quarterbacks.
Ball 4, by the way, bases loaded.
Also, Brandon Allen against Houston that one game at the end of the Joe Burrow's rookie year?
To me, the problem I have with Zach Taylor doesn't know how to start a game.
No,
they're always conservative. They always seemingly are always behind early in the game, or they can't get out of their own way. And the first series, it's always 3rd and 7. There's always like something like that. He just doesn't come out guns a-blazing.
It does seem like sometimes that they get to a point where they have to throw caution to the wind, and then it clicks, and it's like just.
And that's a problem. If you're going to be the best offense in the NFL, it should just happen naturally.
It should, but it doesn't always work that way. And that's just, unfortunately, that's just football. with that being said, the answer to your question is what's going to make them the best offense in the NFL is the defense. I know that's stupid. That's going to sound weird, but the defense is going to allow them to shorten games with the run game.
I think the defense is going to make them a more conservative offense. If the defense is what we think it should think it is.
It's going to make them a more dynamic offense because they're going to be able to rely more on the run. They ran the ball very well last year, and people don't realize that. They ran the ball very well last year.
Not early.
Not early, but toward the end.
Well, the first drive of the year they did.
Yeah, the first drive of the year was incredible. I was giggling watching that. They were doing little quick handoffs. They were doing all kinds of fun shit. But, I mean, if you want to look at, and I'm on, I love that this is where I get my running back information. It's rbsdm.com. For those of you that want to know, it's a fantastic metric site. But RBSDM stands for running backs don't matter. This is where I get my running back information. So if we go to the entire scope of the offense last year, right? And then we just sort by offense. I can sort by EPA, which is the estimated points per play kind of thing, right? We know that that's a fraction of a number. For reference, the best EPA in the NFL last year was .155 by the Patriots. They had the best offense in the NFL by EPA standard, okay? They also have success rate per play. That's going to be based on down the distance and how many yards did you get for that situation, okay? It's situational football. Patriots were number 4 at 48.2%. Number 1 was the Rams at 52.2%. So if you're hanging around high 40s to low 50s for success rate, you're doing great, okay? Per drop back, Patriots were number 1 at 0.3. Running the ball, Bengals were number 5 in the NFL in rush EPA. Number 5. Success rate for running the ball, they were number 4. They were number 2 in the AFC behind the Buffalo Bills, who all I heard all goddamn season was how great James Cook was. You know who was right fucking behind him in success rate? The Bengals. If they get to a point where the defense is holding their own and they can really condense a game and teams genuinely have to worry about the run game instead of it being an afterthought because they're down 10 points the whole time, whoo! Play action's going to matter, and it's going to be a problem. That defense is going to answer your question. What's going to take that offense and set it apart is that the defense can hold their own. Because if everything's tight, you don't have to worry about throwing away the run game. You can be conservative, like you say, but conservative football allows you to mix and mesh things a little bit better.
Well, if we're going to have play action, can we go under center and can we have Boomer Esiason teach Burrow how to do the magic act? That the camera could never even follow back in the 80s.
I don't have the data. And I want to find the data, and I know there's places to find it, and I really just haven't tried to find it. I don't think going under center matters anymore. I think teams have gotten so proficient at it. I mean, the Bengals never go under center. They just don't. And they had the 4th most effective run game in the NFL last year, running out of shotgun seemingly 100% of the time. It doesn't matter. If that's where it's coming from, and teams know that they're going to run out of shotgun, who gives a shit if it's a telltale by going under center? They could play action out of shotgun. You could do slides. You could do slot protection. You can do all kinds of shit. It's so creative and so much of an endless bounds anymore with what you can do as an offense. I don't give a shit about going under center. If Joe Burrow doesn't like it, then don't do it. That's kind of how I feel.
Hey, I did not see the video today because my phone wasn't working right. But apparently he did a behind the back handoff today.
Cool. Don't know.
I doubt if you see that in the game, but it would be kind of cool.
When's that going to come in handy?
I don't know. I guarantee you, Mahomes and the Chiefs will do it.
I tell you what, this is the shit that's going to happen.
You look like Andy Reid right now with what you're wearing.
Thank you. It's a compliment. Joe's going to have some wonky ass injury, and it's going to be to like his back left hamstring tendon that nobody's ever fucking heard of. And it's going to be the only time in NFL history this quarterback's had this injury, and we don't know if he's going to come back or not. And then he's going to come back, and they go, hey, he's back, but he can't turn to the right anymore for whatever fucking reason. So he's going to have to do all his handoffs turning left, and they're just going to be backward. Like when Carson broke his hand.
Backward.
And Carson broke his left hand and had to hand off backward for a year. Still, the wildest shit I've ever seen that never gets talked about. Speaking of Joe Burrow, I want to absolutely take a minute and completely shit on the NFL Top 100. I know I'm biased. I know I love Joe Burrow. I think
is he in the 30s or something?
44! You can't tell me that there are 43 better players currently in the NFL better than Joe Burrow.
It's his injuries.
I don't care. I don't care. You should say it's his injuries all you want. I will roll with that. We'll take that. Okay? And I know this isn't how it's done. I know this is a different dynamic, but let's take this for a second. If there was a league-wide draft tomorrow, all contracts are gone. And we're just going to do 7 rounds, 32 picks a round, and everybody else is a free agent at the end.
Obviously, he's going to go much
Do you
higher.
know who's not going
Everybody's gonna take a quarterback
44th?
to start?
Do you know who's not going 44th? Joe Burrow. You know who's not going 24th? Joe Burrow. You know who's not going 14th? Joe Burrow. You know who's probably going in the top 5? Joe Burrow. I can understand discourse between Lamar Jackson and Joe. Between Joe and Josh. I can understand it with Patrick Mahomes. Because I know Patrick Mahomes, in the eyes of the NFL world, has taken a hit, which I think is fucking ridiculous. He's one of the best players we've ever seen, and the guy tweaks a knee for a year, and everybody acts like he's not a top 5 player anymore. It's unreal. Can you name 5 non-quarterbacks in the NFL that you would take over Joe Burrow right now if you were building a team? I can name maybe 3 players that aren't quarterbacks that I would
If
take
we're not
over
going to
Joe
worry
Burrow.
about age, Myles Garrett's the first one that comes to mind.
Myles Garrett was the first one that came to mind when I wrote my list today. I came up with 2. This many people that aren't quarterbacks that I would consider taking over Joe Burrow. Myles Garrett was one. Guess who the other one was?
Can we take injury away right now?
You take the full body of work. You're starting over your team. We'll put it this way. You have the number 5 pick. Okay? Allen is gone. Lamar Jackson's gone. Patrick Mahomes is gone. We'll call it the number 4 pick. You have the entire body of the NFL to work with. And you get to pick between one of 3 players. Burrow, Myles Garrett, and then insert player here. Can you find a 3rd player? I've got 1.
And it's a non-quarterback?
It's a non-quarterback. This has to be
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons? No, he's not on my list.
Who's on your list?
It was Jamar Chase.
Oh.
Because I think the world of Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase is a better wide receiver than Joe Burrow is a quarterback.
Well, he's more durable.
I will say, and I've gone out on record and said it in a text message with you before, I'll put it out in the ether now. When it's all said and done, health provided, he will be in the top 5 in every statistical volume category if he gets to play 15 to 20 years. The only ones I don't know if he's going to touch are the touchdowns and yards from Rice. I think he can catch everyone else. His per game averages in what he has done in the first 5 years blow everybody else away. It's not particularly close. It's better than the only one that's got him in like per game average right now is Justin Jefferson, because he had some ridiculous stats early on. Okay? Touchdowns per game, yards per game, catches per game, all that shit. He is going to end up in the top 5 in NFL history in almost everything. He's that good. I don't know if Joe Burrow is a top 5 quarterback in NFL history. If I had to say so, I'd say no. I love Joe to death, but he's not. I think Jamar's going to be. So I
Hopefully
would
Joe gets himself there.
Hope so. I think he's more than talented enough. But I can't believe that there are 43 other players that you would rather have in the NFL other than Joe Burrow. I don't care if they're the best at their position. I don't. It's that part of it's because it's quarterback. It is the most important position in all of sports, period. It is unbelievable. And you would rather, because I know there's going to be like Creed Humphrey is going to be way up on this list. I love Creed Humphrey. He's the center for the Chiefs. Okay. Excellent ball player. He's probably going to be a Hall of Fame center. I'm not taking Creed Humphrey over Joe Burrow if I'm starting a team right now. I'm just not. The quarterback outweighs it. Is Creed a better center than Joe as a quarterback? I don't know. Creed's the best center in the NFL. But I don't know if I'd still... I don't know. That's such a wild thing is that there are 43 other players I'd rather have in the NFL over Joe Burrow.
Conversely, I find it hard to believe that there's anybody that's leading the, I guess, when you're looking at DraftKings and the odds to win National League Rookie of the Year that's not named Sal Stewart. And he is not, he's not number one.
He's at 80 RBIs, the stat that they keep showing on TV that I was told for like 15 years doesn't matter, and now it matters again.
The last rookie to drive in 80 runs in the National League was almost 100 years ago.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
And again,
hold on.
I think RBIs is one of the most important statistics in baseball.
There's no way that's right.
That's what they said. Even though Albert Pujols had Albert must have got hurt. Because they were saying Albert and Alonso.
No,
I'm sorry. No.
Pujols.
Before August 1st. Before August 1st.
I was going to say Pujols at $130. I just looked it up. I'm pretty sure he's got the record as a rookie. Man, can we talk about Albert Pujols for a second? I know that I hated him growing up.
I don't like talking about Albert Pujols. He hurts my chest.
He might hurt your chest. But, it still remained to be seen how Ohtani's career is going to end and how it's going to finish out. I don't know if I can name a better baseball player since I've been alive.
Well, Ohtani's the best baseball player I've ever seen.
We'll see how the volume ends up. In terms of talent, yeah, it's not a question. But when you look at the sheer numbers...
The guy's got an ERA under 2 this year? It's ridiculous.
Nothing surprises me with him. No. But Pujols, take this just for a minute. Okay? 3,300 hits. That's a lot of hits.
Yeah.
703 home runs. 700. Maybe he was juicing, maybe he wasn't. I don't know.
Are you saying he's the best player that you think in the history of baseball?
No.
Okay.
I have my answer.
I was going to have to slow you down on that one.
I have my player for best player in history of baseball, and you are not going to like it.
Well, it's one of 2 players.
Name it.
It's either Willie or Hank.
No.
There's nobody else.
There is. I just don't know. I think he cheated to get there, but man.
Who?
Bonds.
Hell no.
Oh my God.
No.
It's not close. He's the best baseball player ever.
No.
Period.
No.
Yeah, I know. Listen, take the juice out of it. Because everybody was. I don't condone it. I hate it. Look at the volume. Look at the numbers. No one comes close to what he did. Whether it's authentic or not, I can understand that. Whether there's an asterisk or not, I can understand that.
You're pretty much just talking, though, about power numbers. You're not talking about stolen bases. You're not talking about defensive ability. You're not talking about batting average.
Sure I am.
No.
I'm not talking about pure power. He had a .298 career batting average.
Okay, what was Willie Mays?
We'll get to him in a second. My computer can only do one screen here.
Did Bonds even have 3,000 hits? I don't think so.
29-35.
No, he didn't even have 3,000 hits.
29-35.
That's not 3,000.
1996 in RBIs.
He didn't get 2,000 RBIs either.
No.
He must have forgot the juice a couple days.
2,500 walks. He had a 440 career on base. Intentionally walked, mind you, 688 times. Most feared hitter in the history of baseball. Stole 500 bases.
Okay.
That's a lot. He had 77 triples. 600 doubles. He won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gold gloves. 8 gold gloves.
The Gold Glove is given to the
It's-
guy that's the best
To
hitter.
a good hitter. But still.
Yeah, that take that one away.
Okay, do we want to look at fielding percentage? I know it's outfield, but
Well, if it's not like 994 or better, it's not all that good.
I am getting it's a 800-page long fielding percentage. For everything in his career, it was 984.
What was Pete Rose's fielding percentage for everything in his career?
Let's find out.
Because if he's around 980, that might be more impressive than all of his offensive statistics, considering he played 5 positions.
Considering, yeah. Pete Rose career fielding percentage. Survey says 987. Basically the same thing.
That is unbelievable. For playing 5 positions, 987.
In
He's
the
almost
outfield-
perfect at 5 positions.
So in the outfield, he was 991. First base, he was 994. Left field specifically, he was 991. Second base, he was 975. Third base, 961. Right field, 991. Center field, 993. He made one error in his career in center field. I want to see Bonds breakdown because I know they kind of just stuck him in the outfield. Mr. Bonds. Let's see that positional breakdown.
I don't think Bonds. I mean, I don't know when the DH came in.
He was never a DH.
Never. Okay.
He did DH for 39 games of his career when in interleague play. So no, he was not a DH. Let's see here. Bonds was like 984 in everything he did. And he played 171 games in center. He was 982 and 984 in left field.
Well, you're gonna bore everybody to death. Just do one more thing. Just look real quick at Willie Mays.
Whee!
So home runs, 660 home runs.
Yeah, 660 hit
We got
301.
well over 3,000 hits.
3293.
RBIs, I don't know, but I'm sure it's over 2,500.
It's 1909.
Oh, okay. I
And
meant
he
well
had-
over 2,000. Sorry.
No, and then he had 339 in stolen bases. So Bonds had more home runs and stolen bases. They
How
had
long did
basically
Bonds play?
Well, I was going to say they basically had the same batting average, so it's going to be a volume thing. Because it was a 301 average versus a 298 average. 1/3%'s not making a huge difference. Over the course of that many years, maybe it is a couple hundred hits, but it's not that many.
And it's really hard to compare eras
It is.
because you got two things that are vastly different. Bonds would have faced a much higher frequency of pitchers.
Yeah.
Willie Mays would have faced pitchers going, for the 4th time through the lineup. But the lighting in the stadiums was far, far worse back in the day than what it is now.
Barry Bonds had a better fielding percentage for a career than Willie Mays.
There's no way he was a better outfielder.
I mean,
I've only seen highlights of Willie
fielding
Mays.
percentage is such a finite thing.
Yeah.
I like defensive runs saved. What about outfield assists?
Bonds
How was he
was
in
not
the
a good
gaps?
outfielder. I didn't think Bonds was a really good outfielder.
You're gonna piss off some Giants fans because I was just gonna say Gold Gloves and fielding percentage, but Here, let's look at assists because I do have that. That Willie Mays is the all-time leader in outfield putouts. So we'll say that at least. Willie Mays had 195 outfield assists in his career. That feels like a lot.
It's 10 a year.
Barry Bonds had 173. It's close. It really is close.
Bonds is better in some of the statistics, but again,
all right, here we go.
You go back to what he did. The juicing helped you recover.
Yes.
And you weren't getting tired. You weren't going out there for the 35th straight game and you're dragging.
Juicing, did it make you a little bit stronger? Yeah. Juicing helped more longevity and health than anything. That's why I don't necessarily think it's cheating in terms of talent. Did he get bigger? Yeah. Did he get stronger? Yeah. Did it help the home runs? Probably not as much as what people think. I found defensive runs saved. So I'm going to get both numbers here. And then I like this one because I think this is a telltale sign for quality outfield. And I would assume that Willie Mays has significantly better defensive runs saved. They don't have it for Willie Mays. Interesting. They might not have kept it. Well, Barry Bonds had negative 11 in his career. I can't imagine that Willie Mays had a negative defensive run save for his career.
Yeah, how do you have a negative 11 for your career and you win 8 Gold Gloves?
Willie Mays won. How many Gold Gloves did Willie Mays win? We are getting baseball educated tonight.
I think you're boring everybody.
I don't care. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Gold Gloves. Again, to your argument, though, it probably just goes to the best hitter. But
yeah,
I think it's closer than what people think with Bonds. I would definitely say he's the most feared hitter in baseball history. I don't think anybody can dispute that. He got walked too much. I mean, the number of times that pitchers would rather say, never mind, as opposed to face him, tells me all I need to know.
All right, well, let's get on to football and then end this thing because it's lingering, and we went way too far in baseball.
Baseball. I like numbers. Foosball. What do you want to mention with football before we jump off here?
I haven't seen a highlight of McPherson yet.
If you get kicker news in camp, it's probably not good.
Yeah. Or they've run out of people to hype.
Yeah.
And now they're going to go to the holder, the kicker, and the punter.
That's what we'll do.
And the long snapper.
That is what we will do. Who is this year's overhyped offseason Bengals Bullshit Player of the Year award winner? It hasn't quite started yet. But every year there's one. And I think I'm going to have Darth make me a trophy. And then I'm just going to put like little plaques on it every year. And I'm going to be like, these are all the guys. And it's a great list. Because last year was Yoshi, and Yoshi's an okay ball player. I know I threw Yoshi on that list. Normally this is for guys that are absolutely hot garbage. But Miles Murphy was on it one year, and I'm hoping a lot of great things for Miles Murphy, but he's not been well. I don't think anybody would argue that. Okay? Jackson Carman was on it one year. Jermaine Burton, I think, won it last year before the season started.
I think the one that's going to be on it is going to be Cassius Howell. I think he's going to be the guy that they hype him to the end of the world. I hope he plays really well, but he may not. His production may not fit the hype.
I think the guy that it was going to be was Shamar Stewart. And he hurt. He broke. We can't do anything with that right now. So they can't hype up somebody who has broken parts. I hope it's not Howell, man. I freaking love Cassius Howell. I remember when they drafted him, I looked at you and I went, "What's this?" on the Jumbotron at Foaling, and they showed that first clip of him barreling around the edge against LSU, and he snapped Nussmeier in half, and he went, ooh. I went, yeah, ooh. I hope he's not overhyped, man. I hope he doesn't win the bullshit player of the offseason award.
Well, I hope he doesn't, but that's one I can think of that I know as soon as we start hearing things from Lapham. Oh, he's got a motor that doesn't end.
Yeah. He won it. Darts mentioned Auden Tate. I think Auden Tate won it one year. I mean, that's before I started the award. But every year, there's somebody that they just, like, cling to like cellophane and go, that's the guy that we're just going to make everybody feel happy about. Last year, it was Burton. The year before that, it was Jackson Carman. And that player, like, gets cut every time. Every year that they're like, this is the guy. This is who we're going to hitch our wagon to. He's really coming around. He's finally got it all together. It's starting to click upstairs. The love for the game's never been better. They never make the fucking season.
Well, it might be one of your two linebackers.
Maybe.
Because they were so ridiculed last year. It might just be one of them two.
They were ridiculed, rightfully so, but they were thrown into the fire in unfair situations. Typically, it's somebody that, that they're it's an overhype the entire offseason. Those guys weren't ever overhyped. It was God, I hope they're ready. And then the fourth string running backs who tear it up in preseason. Looking at you, Taj Brooks. And I was super high on him, man, but he has done abso-fucking-lutely nothing.
No. He's boring. He's a boring ball player. He reminds me of a far lesser version of Najee Harris. He's just bleh.
Can you make that noise again?
Bleh.
Every fucking time he carries a ball this year, you're just gonna go. I can hear it in the barn. 25
Unlike when he comes
in
in the game because there's a chance.
Well, and I know Greg's still watching, so we're gonna be sitting at the barn. It'll be like a preseason Greg game. Greg will be coming over and he'll be like, "Oh, Bengal Dad, Todd Brooks is in," and then he'll go. Bleh. Oh, God. Okay. Wait. Taj, if for whatever reason you hate your life and you're watching our podcast, I hope you do well. I really do.
All right, so the Reds are going to the bottom of the ninth, tied, and we have the top of the order up. So let's end it here. I'm going to watch the rest of the ball game.
All right. Thank you for everybody for joining us. I've finally been settled in to my new job. I have Thursdays off, so this should be a regular occurring thing. I know that the plan is when football season really gets going here that we'll also do a show on Monday. And I'm excited to be back. It's been a rough year and a half for Rally Around the Natty between, my dad and his job and me switching jobs and trying to train for other jobs. It's just, I haven't been able to dedicate the time to the show that it deserves. So for the few of you that have genuinely stuck around, Darth, Tyler, Kevin, Greg, we've lost Stranger and Crypt Keeper along the way.
They'll be back.
Haas is somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know where Haas is. But for everybody that's still stuck with us, thank you very much. We don't do actual partnerships with those companies down there anymore, but I still support them because they were the ones that supported us. So go check out Midwest, get some wings, get some coffee up in Lebanon. I don't know if we still have a code Houday9 at Brimminghorn or not, but if it still works, it still works. And please go buy a shirt from Pork Chop because he tries real hard to make them look right. Thank you for everybody. That's Bengal Dad. I'm Santori Miles, and I can't say it the way I want to, but God, man, I hate Pittsburgh.